Guys, here's the headline in my mind. Trump sets out to help national soccer team, colon, destroys everything. Ah! What was that? Oh my gosh. What was, don't stop that.
It's sort of entangled. He didn't do anything wrong, and he's our best player or one of our best players. A very vital player, and he gave him a red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much. Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. I said, boy, that's a big, if it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player, or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair. That's, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game, but how do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA. I spoke to a man who's...
So there was Trump talking about what happened with when he called FIFA to, just, I guess, ask for a review of what happened. Here's the deal, dude. If you have a sports team that you like, you don't want Trump near them. Okay? This guy is a bad luck stain across the underwear of sports. He smears it with something nasty. You got to stop doing that, man. Trump got caught. They took that picture of him. Okay, that's it. Anyway, there was quite a big uproar about Trump getting involved in this the FIFA World Cup. So just really quickly what had happened, I'm sure you already know, but a really good player on the American national team caught a red card the other day, which automatically makes you sit out the next game in these rules. And Trump decided that it should not have been a red card. Now, I actually haven't even seen the play. I don't really care. But a lot of people that I have seen do comment, I've seen a couple people, I've seen some people do commentary about this, and they said that they didn't actually think, to be fair, they didn't think that it should have been a red card either. However, Trump calls up this guy from the head FIFA guy, who everybody says is the most corrupt organization led by the most corrupt people. I think Trump maybe heard that and he's like, not so fast. He's like, you want to see corrupt? Okay, that's stupid. Yeah. Anyway, he calls the head of FIFA. They overturn the red card. The good player is allowed to play last night against Belgium. However, because of the stain, the streak that had already been left behind on that ropa interior, the underwear, the Americans got their ass kicked last night by Belgium 4-1. So it's sort of a weird side story. The truth is, it seems like there's not all that much going on in this moment in politics, and so this story is probably a little bit bigger than maybe it would have been had other stuff been going on. Although, just a quick update on Iran, 2 cargo boats got hit last night by what I saw described as Iranian missiles. But they said that there was damage to the cargo ships. So basically, the story was, let me see if I can pull this up while I tell you. The story was 2 cargo ships tried to cross through the Strait of Hormuz without permission from the Iranians, and they tried to sneak through on the Oman side of the straits. So if you're looking at a map, I'm looking at my map, right? You got to look at yours. I don't know which way this is going to go on your screen, but whatever. You got the Strait of Hormuz. Up top is the Iranian more Iranian territory. Iran is right there. The upper half of the strait is considered their territorial waters, and then down below on the southern in the southern section of the Strait of Hormuz is Oman, and that's their section. And so apparently, according to these stories, they tried to sneak through a couple of cargo ships on the Omanians on the Oman side of the straits, and Iran said, "Not so fast, tricksters. How about a missile for that ass?" So, it's just I don't. If you were on one of those ships and an American person told you, "Yeah, go through on this side," I'd be like, "Nah, dude." I mean, it's sort of crazy that they would even attempt to do it. You've seen all these other ships that have been tapped, that have been touched by Iran. Iran has told you what the deal is. They are obviously in charge there. If they're not giving you clearance to go through, I would not be going through. That's just me. Of course, I'm not a boat captain. So if you're a boat captain, tell me in the comments. I don't. I don't know. Of the 7 people who watch this video, if there's a boat captain, that would be pretty amazing. All right, hold on real quick right here. Cargo ships. Ships. Hit last night. Okay, let's see what this says. 2 cargo ships hig last night. I spelled that wrong. But 2 ships hit in latest attacks in the Strait of Hormuz, according to British military. Okay, let's see. According to Herald Bulletin, what is the Herald Bulletin? Let's see what this says. According to the Herald Bulletin, 2 tankers hit. Hold on. 2 tankers hit in latest attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. British military says. The British military says 2 tankers have been struck by projectiles in the Strait of Hormuz in the latest attacks, targeting vessels moving through the narrow mouth of the Persian Gulf. So it's Tuesday, so maybe that'll mean that that America won't drop any bombs, because they normally don't do that till Friday evening. Um, Obviously, I hope that they don't drop any bombs, and they should stop trying to sneak boats through. Stop doing that. You get touched every time you do it, and Iran told you what the fucking deal is. Stop doing that. It's also just totally antithetical. It's totally opposed to what the MOU says. And now Trump yesterday was threatening them again, saying that they could wrap it up in less than a week if they wanted to. They could knock down the bridges. But you're not going to do that, dude. You don't want that. And nobody wants that. Anyway, that was a side note. The biggest thing that I wanted to tell you about was Trump's inevitable streak of shit that he swipes across any sporting event that he attends, any team that he promotes or supports. If you have a sports team, you don't want that guy near the team. Just hope he just doesn't even realize that your team exists. That's the best case scenario. As soon as he realized America had a soccer team, he got involved, and then they got their head kicked in 4-1 by Belgium. But they did get their way, which has sparked a lot of controversy in the football world, in the soccer world. I've seen some major commentators and former coaches and players speaking out against it. It just seems really corruption, dude. Hey, corruption, it erodes. If corruption is involved in an organization, the organization will erode. And we've seen that with our government, with the American government. You've seen it, dude. You see the stage at the World Fair, or at the 250 fair. It was falling apart. You saw that. I don't know if you saw that photo of the caulking that was like dripping out. I believe that it honestly stems from corruption, because look, instead of finding the best person to do the job, you choose your friend or your buddy, right? You pay your buddy to do it because that's your buddy, right? So that's the corruption, right? So you end up paying your buddy who doesn't really know what's going on. He doesn't know how to set up the stage exactly. Or then he hires his guys who aren't experts at this. Maybe they've done it once, but you could have hired the expert team, but instead you went with your buddy John Carafalo or whatever that guy's name was, the reflecting pool guy. There's also some updates about the reflecting pool, but that didn't really pique my interest. I don't know what you guys are up to today, but I hope you have a beautiful day. Like and subscribe, dude. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers, so that I'm shooting for 50 for now because I want to be eligible to do live streams, which I'm not even sure if I have the courage to do a live stream, but you have to have 50 subscribers to be able to do one, and I would at least like the option. And obviously we're shooting for 1,000 total, so that we can hit the paid program, the partnership program, because I have a son and I'm trying to provide a good life for him. And anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day, and talk to you later. Like, comment, subscribe.